All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? We're back. All-Star break has been passed behind us. Home Run Derby was a lot of favorites going down in the tanks, and my boy Teo Hernandez taking the title there. All-Star game was fun. The All-Star break is always fun, but you know what that means. It means we're on the second half of MLB season. Leading up to NFL here, there's plenty of money to be made. We've been crushing MLB here to start the year, looking around the second half and into the playoffs just as strong. NFL shortly around the corner. Hamwich, I'll bring you in, man. How was your All-Star break? How's your week been? Happy Friday, brother. What's going on, man?
Yeah, happy Friday. Glad to be back. Yeah, I didn't know what to do with myself. Monday was planning for the show, and then it's like, man, halfway through, didn't have a show. Hey, but there's no outages over here at SHIPIT Nation. We're rocking and rolling today. We got everything up. I saw your slate plan was fire today. Hey, it's going to be a good day. I can feel it. 11 games. Can't wait to start talking about it.
Yeah, should be a fun little slate here. Not little slate, but fun slate here in general. We got Kauffman Stadium, Coors Field 2.0. We got regular Coors Field on the slate. We got the Dodgers Friday night here. We got a loaded pitching slate overall. Tons of guys to talk about here. I mean, you can say 10 to 12 pitchers that are squarely in play, as Hamwich likes to say his favorite word there, squarely in play. So we'll break it down. We'll talk through it here. If you guys are new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. And I said it, second half of MLB. That means NFL shortly around the corner here. I'm going to pop this up on the screen. Code NFL50 gets you $50 off annual packages plus the early bird bonus here. I'm going to pop this up here right on the screen for you here. You see it right there. Early bird special for NFL only package. Covers the entire NFL season for $299. You'll see the competitor graphic up there on the screen there for you. That just shows you what the competitors across the industry, these are numbers, these are facts, these are not made up. This is what you're seeing across the industry for NFL only package. One thing, yeah, sure, it's already the cheapest all-in rate for NFL across the industry. But wait, there's more. Throw it up there. Early bird bonus. If you do sign up now for the NFL package, you get the next month and a half of all access to our premium content, as you see there, at no additional cost. It's added in there. You'll see that college football content also comes free with the NFL package. $200 plus value is the going rate there for college football packages across the industry there. You see it. Optimizer included, yes. Optimizer add-on, not an add-on. It's already included there. The total, $299. If you go to shipitnation.com, you click that banner at the top of the screen that says NFL Early Bird. It'll take you right to the cart, right to the discount there. If not, use that promo code NFL50 to make sure you get that discount there. But this is the last chance to get in now. This promo code is not going to last forever. And like I said, the earlier you sign up for NFL, it takes care of your NFL season, but also you get about a month and a half left of our PGA premium content, our MMA premium content, the rest of our MLB premium content over the next month and a half, 2 months leading up to NFL for free as well. So time is now. No better deal in the industry. And speaking of NFL as well, these shows are brought to you and sponsored by Drafters. Use that promo code, SHIPIT there to get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. So if you're new there, you jump in the $15. I think they have a $2 best ball as well there. Massive contest over there for best ball. We got shows right here on this channel from Marley, from Titletown. We got rankings and stuff in the Discord as well for you there. $100, deposit $100, you get $200. You got money to play with there. So use that promo code SHIPIT, get you a 100% deposit bonus. That's enough NFL talk. That's enough promo talk off the top here. How much? We got 11 games to talk about. We got a lot of pitching, a lot of stacks to talk on. I'm going to throw it over to you, man. We're going to go 8K and above. There's a lot of names up here at this top tier overall. My broad slate overview is it's pretty much a spend-up pitcher slate for me. I don't like too many of these cheap guys. I do think there is some viable guys if you do want to go down cheaper than 8K, but 8K and above, I want to throw out a couple of names. Number one, Garrett Cole. Looks like Garrett Cole of years past. Got up before the All-Star break to 106 pitches. Looked incredible. Gets a matchup here at home against this Tampa Bay squad, who actually has more strikeouts littered throughout this lineup now than they have earlier this year and in years past there. He seems to be, quote-unquote, the chalk of the slate, if you will. But realistically, chalk's going to spread out here at pitcher. I think offense is going to be where the more condensed ownership handles tonight. But talk on Garrett Cole. Talk on Hunter Brown down at 8,400 out in Seattle in a pitcher's ballpark there. Good strikeout matchup. Hunter Brown has been lights out all but one or two starts this season, so touch on him. I do think he gets a decent amount of ownership. And then his counterpart on the other side of that game, Luis Castillo there, who is elite versus right-handed batter, is going to see at least 6 righties in this lineup, likely from Houston. Despite the overall total low strikeout matchup that Houston displays, Castillo is elite versus right-handed bat. So touch on those 3 in particular. And then any of these other guys up at the top, the Flahertys, the Sonny Grays of the world, that I think come in slightly under-owned considering the slate, their matchup, and the price. But overall, no pitchers over 10K here on an 11-game slate. Pretty interesting slate to talk on pitching. I think that a lot of these guys up at the top end make sense.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. You nailed it right on the head. I mean, there's some really good pitchers up at the top. I'll talk about some of my favorites, and then you can even get down in there, to right around 8,000. But I really like Sonny Gray tonight taking on this Atlanta Braves team, $9,200. We know the pitch count's going to be there. This Braves team over the last 30 days is striking out almost 27% versus right-handing pitching. No thank you there. So I really like Sonny Gray tonight. Also, like you said, Hunter Brown. I mean, Hunter Brown going into Seattle. We know we get a pitcher's ballpark. We know we get a Mariners team striking out 30%, which is, actually down a little bit over the last couple of days that they played. But Hunter Brown has been phenomenal outside of the beginning of the season. He's a great play at 8,400. Sonny Gray is a phenomenal play. And then Garrett Cole would be, right up there with him, right? Like you said, taking on this Rays team that hasn't been very good against right-handed pitching most of the season. Garrett Cole, when he first came back, he took on the Orioles, and it didn't go so well when the Orioles were hot. Now he just he threw against the Orioles his last time out, basically dominated on them. You said the pitch count is up right around where we want to see it. He's only 9,000. So, yeah, if he's going to throw 100 pitches at $9,000, Garrett Cole is going to be a top play for sure. And then a couple other ones that I would throw out would be Jack Flaherty. I mean, he is the highest priced pitcher. I don't think he comes in with a lot of ownership. Interested to see where he ends up. But he's taking on a Toronto team that just doesn't strike out that much. But Jack Flaherty was beat up kind of, a month ago, and I think he's kind of rounded into form. He got, a week off, right, with the All-Star break, so he should be healthy. Corbin Burns, been good all season. Once again, Rangers don't strike out. Nick Pivetta has huge strikeout upside, but don't think we're going to play him against the Friday night Doyers. But for me, the last one I want to touch on, or last two, is going to be Luis Castillo against that Astros team. I mean, he's at home. Luis Castillo, as good as he is $8,200. That's a heck of a deal for Luis Castillo. And then the Basset Hound at home taking on this Tigers team. Left-handed power gives him some problems. Only Riley Green really scares me on that Tigers team. So 8K and above, I think there's 5 or 6 pitchers that are going to get tons of play. So there won't be that much ownership. Don't have to worry about that. Ones that I won't be playing, Nathan Eovaldi, no thank you at 9,300 against the Orioles. Not going to go there. Bibby and Waldron, both have been, fairly good, but not going to go there either. So, those 5 pitchers that I alluded to, I think there's going to be a lot of points tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm in lockstep for the most part with you. One guy you didn't mention is a guy that I do have quite a bit of interest in down at the bottom end is a direct pivot right off of Castillo is Michael Wacha, who has been electric by no stretch of the imagination there. He's been great. He should have tons of run support at home here. I get it. It is a good hitting ballpark. It is decent hitting weather there, probably the best weather on the slate as well. Contesting there with Coors Field. he's 8,200 and gets this matchup against the Chicago White Sox team, who we've been picking on all season long on the road this year against right-handed pitching, 27% strikeout rate. Waka, I mean, I don't mind him. I do think the chalk is going to go Garrett Cole, Castillo, and then Basset Hound. Sorry, those three are going to be kind of the quote-unquote chalk, if you will, probably all 30-ish% owned, maybe higher. So Waka, run support, should be pitching free there. He's been good. He's had a ceiling this year. I actually like him quite a bit as well there. So for me, my pitchers, I'm in lockstep with you. Garrett Cole's my SP1 on the slate. Like I said, 106 pitches last time. This Tampa Bay lineup actually is approaching 24% strikeout rate on the road this season against right-handed pitching. Cole's looked great before the All-Star break there. Now has some more rest there. So I love Garrett Cole here. Sonny Gray, I'm with you there. I love Sonny Gray. This Atlanta Braves team, they were pretty hot going into the All-Star break here, but there's still a ton of strikeouts throughout this lineup against right-handed pitching. Sonny Gray's been one of the best pitchers all year. Really like him. Like I said, Garrett Cole. Flaherty, I like Flaherty. I don't mind Flaherty. It's a decent ballpark there in Toronto to pitch in. I just 9,500 when I like Garrett Cole so much more. I like Hunter Brown so much more. I like Sonny Gray so much more. I think Flaherty's fine. I just much prefer Sonny Gray. Flaherty also has pitch count concerns. I think he threw 83 pitches, I think, his first start back after the injury there. Now he obviously with the All-Star break, he's had extra rest, so we could see 90 to 95 pitches here, but I just much like Sonny Gray more. $300 discount, a little bit more certain of a pitch count ceiling there as well. So for me, this top tier, I love a lot of these guys. I think a lot of these guys are in play. I like Castillo. I like Hunter Brown. I like Garrett Cole. I like Sonny Gray. And I like Michael Wacha. Those five are kind of the guys I'm focused around. Not going to get to Corbin Burns. I think you could play him. I just don't want to pick on a Texas team. I don't want to pick on a Baltimore team with Eovaldi up there at the top. Not going to play Pivetta out in LA. I actually have some interest in these Dodgers. Not going to play either Beebe or Waldron in that game. So if I had to pick a sixth up here, it'd probably be Flaherty. And I'm a little bit lower on Basset Hound as well. I just think Basset Hound has the upside here tonight. It's just I think he picks up a ton of ownership. I just like Castillo more. I like Wacha more, and I like Hunter Brown more. Don't really need that $300 saving or salary too much. Overall, this Blue Jays team just doesn't strike out a ton. There are some high strikeout bats in there, right? In the back half, like a Varsho, like a Kiermaier, but I'm a little bit lower on him, especially with the ownership there. So overall, loaded range at the top tier. I kind of gave my 5, pretty aligned to Hamlet there at the top end. Let's jump 8K and below. Throw out a couple guys for you. Sean Manaea, number 1, gets his matchup in Miami. Good pitchers park there. We've picked on Miami all year long. Sean Manaea has been very good as of late as well going into the All-Star break. I really like Sean Manaea down here. If you do need some savings below 8K, he's probably my favorite guy. And then JP Sears, I have a little bit of interest in as well against this Angels. I think this Angels team is going to pick up quite a bit of ownership from a bats perspective because they're cheap to stack overall. I just don't think they're a good offense. JP Sears, I don't mind. He's looked good in his recent start as well. So there's a couple guys I think you can get away with playing down here. Sean Manaea, definitely by far my favorite. Schwallenbach, obviously, young prospect there for Atlanta. He's looked decent. Gets a matchup against St. Louis. I think he could be fine as well. But for me, Sears and Manaea are kind of the two guys that I have interest in down here. Maybe an Edward Cabrera in tournaments just due to the ceiling that he can have with his strikeout stuff. Last start, right? He gave up 4 home runs, only went 3 innings, but still had 7 strikeouts amongst 3 innings. Has a huge strikeout arm. I think in deep, large field tournaments, you could see some Edward Cabrera make a run. Don't love it in single entry stuff, but in MME, I wouldn't hate it against that Mets team. But overall, I think preferred, I like 2 guys 8K and above, maybe a Manaea, and that's about it. But where are you going, Hamwich, down here below 8K?
Yeah, Manaea's in a great spot. Pretty much dominated the Rockies last time out. Gave up a couple bombs, but outside of that, held him in check pretty good. Then Schwellenbach has been pitching really phenomenal. The Padres got to them pretty good last time out, and then You didn't mention our boy Gas Canning. Gas Canning, great pitcher's ballpark. Gets to take on this Oakland A's team. I mean, I know they hit 17 bombs last Sunday, but hey, you're not in Philly anymore. You're in bad weather. You're back in Oakland. Yeah, I'm Gas Canning. I see you shaking your head. No, I don't mind Gas Canning at $5,800.
Yeah, I'd actually rather play some of these Oakland bats as a mini stack against Canning, to be honest. The Blades, the Rookers, the Langoliers, the Lawrence Butlers. I mean, I think they have enough power to hit it out, even in Oakland. They're used to playing there. I just can't play Canning, to be honest. I just don't think you need the 5,800 salary there on him. I would just much rather play JP Sears against the Angels, who I think are a much chalkier offense on this slate. So personally, it's not for me, but hey, I think you could do crazier things. It is baseball at the end of the day. It's just ultimately, I just don't think you need to go down here too much. I mean, I'm building teams. I got Ohtani and some high-powered Royals guys with 2 guys above 8K. You can build lineups very nice, very easy overall without going down to this lower tier. So for me, Manaea, by far my favorite guy down here. I think by far everybody's favorite guy down here. Then I'm on kind of JP Sears train, and then maybe an Edward Cabrera. But like I said, not a ton of interest in punting down here at the bottom. How much? Go ahead and give your top 5 pitchers before I give mine, and then we'll go game by game and talk hitters.
Yeah, number one for me, let me just go back real quick. But number 1 is going to be Sonny Gray for me. Number 2 would be Hunter Brown. Number 3 would be Garrett Cole. 4 would be Jack Flaherty. And I'm going to say I'm going to go Schwellenbach, number 5. I like him, little sneaky pick down there at 5. He's been pitching really well for the Braves, so give me him at number 5.
All right. I like it. I'm going to go Garrett Cole, number 1. Hunter Brown, 2 for me. 3, I'm going to go actually Michael Wacha. I think he gets left out at that lower tier there. I like him quite a bit. Sonny Gray, 4. And then I'll go Sean Manaea, 5. Throw a little cheap guy in there for the people as well, or a cheaper pitcher, if you will. That's my top 5 there. We're going to go game by game now. I'll get to some of these questions in the chat once we start breaking down the games. AFG, Gator in the chat with the Orioles stack. We'll talk on that. I do like Manaea and Brown pairing. I think that's a very good pairing there, so I do like that. We'll talk on the Orioles 5-man. Personally, not going to get to too many 5-man Orioles stacks, but we'll talk on that once we get there. That game's coming up here in a little bit. First game on the slate here. Tampa Bay, New York Yankees. Yankees at home. Yankees, ton of power, especially against right-handed pitching. F1 overall, a decent real-life arm. He hasn't been great on the road, sub 20% strikeout rate. And the Yankees have a ton of power at the top end. Ben Rice, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge. I like Trent Grisham down there as a value guy in the back half. I think these Yankees are pretty sneaky here tonight. I don't think a lot of ownership goes to them. And, hey, you can always play Aaron Judge. You can always play Juan Soto. Ben Rice, had 3 bombs the other day or 2 bombs the other day before the All-Star break. He's just 3,900 at first base. Much better than DJ LeMahieu there, in my opinion, at first base. So I like these Yankees quite a bit against Eflin. No interest in these Rays against Garrett Cole. You can always pick off a one-off power bat against Cole and his home run issues, but 11-game slate, I'm not going to get to the Rays. I do like these Yankees quite a bit. More as a mini stack, but I also think a 5-man stack is pretty sneaky here, and wouldn't be shocked to see them on the winner.
Yeah, tough game. Definitely no Rays. I don't think, not going to pick on Garrett. Don't need to in 11. I mean, it would be just one-offs for me in Judge and or Soto. You can't stop that dynamic duo, but they're so expensive. It's tough to full stack, and I'm not playing DJ LeMahieu. He's not any good. I mean, Rice, yeah, maybe. Mini's only for me on the Yankees, and no Rays for me at all.
Yeah, it seems like I have a little bit more interest in the Yankees. Like I said, I like Rice, I like Soto, I like Judge. I like Austin Wells, Trent Grisham, anyone stack around. Those are kind of my 5 favorite bats. So anytime I like 5 or more bats, I think they fall into a 5-man or a mini stack category for me. So do like these Yankees. No Rays interest for me. Head to this next game, a game that we talked both. I think both pitchers are going to get played. I like Flaherty a decent amount. I like Bassett a decent amount. I just like the other guys more than those 2 pitchers. But I think this is a pitcher's duel here. This is a game that I don't have much interest in in terms of bats. I'm not going to get to this game. Maybe a Riley Green against Bassett Hound, just leveraging some of that chalk there, a Colt Keith or a Lencio Perez. Some of these lefties against Bassett, but ultimately a game that I'm not going to get to for a stack perspective.
Yeah, no bats in either one. I like Bassett a little bit more than you, and I like Flaherty as well. Hopefully we see a good old-fashioned 3-2 ball game with a bunch of strikeouts.
Yeah, excellent. Let's jump to this next game here. It's the Mets. It's the Marlins in Miami here. Edward Cabrera, who struggles with power, struggles with control issues, but does have incredible strikeout stuff, right? Has a 35% strikeout rate, at home on the season. However, he faces a Mets team with a ton of power and just a team that doesn't strike out a ton. The Mets were red hot going into the All-Star break. Do you think the All-Star break cooled them off at all? I have moderate interest in these Mets. It would be more a full stack than a mini just due to the strikeout numbers that Cabrera can have. I'd rather just bank on him giving up power and just not having the control there than pick out one-offs that typically are probably going to end up in a strikeout or maybe a walk, maybe a something like that. So it'd be a 5-man stack. Just hope that he's off. He's got control issues and gives up a meatball over the plate to a Pete Alonso, a JD Martinez, something like that. So I like the Mets a little bit as a full 5-man stack. Not one of my favorite stacks on the board, but do think they're in play. I just don't love the ballpark a ton. It's just more of a bet on the poor control and the power issues that Cabrera can have. And then no Marlins outside of Brian De La Cruz for me in lineups. I'm not playing a Sean Manaea or a Jesus Sanchez. Those two guys, maybe Jazz Chisholm, but Brian De La Cruz would be my favorite guy in that lineup as a one-off if I'm not playing any Sean Manaea on the team, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, this Cabrera guy, I mean, I guess he's pretty good, but I mean, he gave up 4 bombs last time out. I mean, that was in the small park, and then he's given up at least 1 home run in every start this year. Hadn't got above double digits in 3+ starts. This Mets team's been absolutely electric, but you get a ballpark downgrade. I don't think the Mets will have much ownership. I mean, obviously you got basically two Coors and Coors 2.0. I like the Mets as a sneaky stack. You said it. Tons of power there. Been smashing the ball against righties over the last 30 days. And then Manaea, I think we both have some interest in Manaea. I haven't built my lineups, but yeah, I mean, it'd be one-off, maybe a Chiz up top, lefty, something like that, but not full stack and not mini stack in the Marlins, but do have interest in these Mets bats.
Yeah, sounds like we're pretty aligned there. Headed to this next game, a game that I think both pitchers are playable for sure, and Waldron and BB. I just liked other guys more in their price range, up in their top tier, that I didn't get to them. 2 overall low strikeout teams, so that's kind of the reason I'm a little bit under on the pitchers there, but they're both good real-life pitchers so far this season. Game that I'm not going to get to for bats on either side. I don't even really like one-offs in this game. Maybe a Josh Naylor, Jose Ramirez, but realistically at their price point, 6,100, 5,400, not going to get there much either. So this is a cross-off game for me in terms of bats. I think it's another good real-life baseball game in terms of pitching. 2-1, 3-1 type game here. So no bats for me in Cleveland tonight.
Yeah, the Waldron has been very good most of the season, and I guess struggled the last couple. I mean, I think this I don't mind this Guardians team as a sneakier stack. Waldron, basically 2 out of his last 3 starts been pretty bad. So I like these Guardians. I think they're sneaky at home, playing a lot of small ball, right? So we know they're not going to hit a ton of bombs, but I like the Guardians tonight as a sneaky stack, and then no Padres for me. Bibby's okay. Strikes out a lot of right-handed batters, right? A lot of swing and misses from the right-handed side. Padres team doesn't strike out a whole ton, so not gonna be playing these Padres coming out of the break though. That's for sure.
Yeah, no. I don't think, like I said, anytime a team just doesn't strike out, they put the ball in play. I think you can definitely stack them any game. Waldron, like you said, has looked pretty fluky. 2 of the last 3 got tagged up a little bit, so don't hate it. On an 11-game slate, I'm just not going to play a team that just doesn't hit a ton of home runs. So it's not for me in Cleveland, but could play crazier teams overall than that. So I don't mind that. Jumping to the next game here, we're going out to hot Atlanta here. I just got home from Atlanta 2 days ago there. It was very hot, very humid. expect much more of the same there tonight in Truist Park. Schwallenbach on the mound, Sonny Gray on the mound. Despite the decent weather, the decent hitting park, I think this is more of a pitching duel here. If I had to pick a side, it would be more attacking Schwallenbach versus attacking Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray, one of our favorite pitchers on the slate here. Schwallenbach, just a young kid. He's been very good as of late, especially good at home, 26% strikeout rate on the year. Wilson Contreras is back, making that Cardinals lineup a little bit more feared to face from a pitching aspect. He is 4,800 at a catcher position. Don't love it there. Maybe Nolan Gorman, but ultimately a game that, again, not going to get you for too many bats or stacks in this one either.
Yeah, with you there, Sonny Gray. I like him a lot. This Braves team just not very good most of the season. I think Sonny Gray more of the same tonight, and then Schwellenbach, have some interest in him not playing these Cardinals bats. So it's a pass for me. Let's go to the next one.
Let's go to the next one here. Flying through a lot of these games early, just do not very good hitting across the slate overall. That's why you see a lot of ownership condensing on pretty much two games that we're going to talk about here, and a third game that we're going to talk about coming up in a little bit as well. So hitting seems to be more spread out, more condensed, and like I said, pitching seems to be more spread out. So that's kind of how the slate's shaping up. That's why I had a little bit of interest early in those Yankees as well. But heading out to Texas, Eovaldi on the hill, Corbin Burns on the hill, two good real-life arms. But Baltimore, very good offense overall. The Rangers are decent offense as well. I have more interest in probably attacking Eovaldi with this Orioles team. They just steal bases. They hit for a ton of power. I mean, their team ISO on the road this year against right-handed pitching is 205. I mean, you got O'Hearn over 260. You got Westberg over 260. You got Gunnar over 260. You got Kauser over 240. Don't mind these Orioles. Again, I don't love it as a five-man, just at their price points, attacking a decent real-life arm. I think there's much worse pitchers to attack for a full five-man. I prefer the Orioles more as a mini stack. You can always play Gunnar. You can always play Santander, who's been playing good right now. Adley, don't love him too much, but I think the Orioles are fine. Prefer it more as a mini stack. And then on the Rangers side, Corey Seager, maybe. I just don't love attacking Corbin Burns. Like I said, I think this is another game where should be a decent real-life game. Two good offenses, two good pitchers on the hill. I think the pitching wins out in this one, though, overall.
Yeah, I have a little bit more interest in the Orioles. I mean, I love them against right-handed pitching. Been smashing them all season. I think they can get to Eovaldi. I don't know. I mean, they have half their team was in Texas already, so they didn't really have to travel that much for the break. And I don't know, they fly private jets probably anyway, so that may not matter maybe. But I like this Orioles team. They could smash the ball. And then, it'd be a Seager one-off only for me. We have him very highly ranked over here at SHIPIT Nation. I trust our tools. I trust the projection, and he's looking good for us. So a one-off against Corbin Burns, I think that sounds nice to me. Yeah,
I agree. Let's head into these next two games where these next two, we got 5 games left to talk about. These next 3 actually are going to be where pretty much all the ownership from an offensive standpoint condenses, and that's in Kansas City, it's in Colorado, and it's in Oakland. We're going to start here. This is actually my favorite stack on the board. Surprise, surprise, but Flexen's just not any good. 80 degrees in Kansas City. I like these Royals a ton here. Bobby Witt, Vinny P, Salvi. Adam Frazier, who's cheap, Kyle Isbell. You got some cheap guys to build around with those top end power, the Bobby Witts, the Salvies of the world there. I love the Royals here. I think the Giants come in much higher owned, or higher owned, maybe not much higher owned, but higher owned than Kansas City, just due to them being in Coors Field here. They struggle with pinch hit concerns always with the Giants team, and overall, I just think this Royals offense is better than this Giants offense. Like I said, I like the Royals at home. They get the worst pitcher on the slate, in my opinion, here in Chris Flexen. I love Kansas City. I don't care about the ownership. There's ways to get different. Like I said, you can play guys in the back half. You can differentiate in your mini stack overall. So Royals, my favorite offense, my favorite bats, Bobby Witt, Vinny P, Salvi. And then, like I said, I like Isbell. I like Adam Frazier as 2 value bats to throw in that stack there. I see Frazier's leading off here tonight as well, which is a nice added bonus for him. And then on the other side, I liked Waka on the hill. But you could play Eloy. You could play play a Robert. It's just I like the strikeout upside here. Half this lineup strikes it out close to 30% or higher on the road against right-handed pitching. So not going to get the White Sox, but Royals my favorite stack of the night here.
Yeah, Royals going to be popular, rightfully so, taking on Flexen, who's not any good. Striking out less than 18% from both sides of the plate on the season. Righties, lefties, Bobby Witt, Vinny P, Salvi, you name it. Garcia at the top. Adam Frazier, I think, has actually been leading off and doing well. So he had a bomb his last game against Boston. So, yeah, Royals, really like them tonight. They'll be popular. Great weather to hit in. And then I'm a little different than you. I like these righties, kind of weird righty as a one-off, maybe a mini. Luis Robert, Robert, you whatever you want to call him. Like him, like Jimenez. I really don't like playing Tommy Pham, but if it makes sense and it fits in a stack, I wouldn't mind Pham in there, assuming he's batting leadoff.
Yeah. No, excellent breakdown there. I really like the Royals wraparound here with Isbell, Frazier, Witt, Vinny P, Salvi. Really like that. You could throw in a Michael Massey as well. I like that quite a bit here. Jumping to the next game here, Coors Field. I actually have more interest in the Rocky side in this game personally against Kyle Harrison here. Cal Quantrill has actually been decent this season, to say the least, for a Rockies pitcher. He's at least had a pulse for the most part of the season here. I've actually played him quite a bit in DFS, just do more on the road than at home here. It's just this Giants team is going to come in mega chalk overall. I think the only bat that I like really from this Giants team is Heliot Ramos. He's just been absolutely lights out over the last month or so here. He's got a 507 expected ISO on the road this season against right-handed pitching. That's better than Aaron Judge's numbers at home or on the road. That just goes to show you what kind of tear he's been on over the last month. I like Heliot Ramos, but more one-off or a mini stack. I'm not going to have any five-man stacks of the Giants here. That's a stand that I'm taking tonight. Could kill me, but overall, the way I'm going. I actually like these Rockies quite a bit here. I like your boy Toglia. I like Brenton Doyle. I like Tovar. Stack around those guys. I think the Rockies get left behind here. I'm seeing them as like 6th or 7th in terms of ownership on this slate against Kyle Harrison, who just doesn't strike anybody out. I mean, he's got a 17% strikeout rate. He's a fly ball pitcher in Coors Field. Nobody wants to play these Rockies. I will gladly play these Rockies over the Giants here tonight. That's one hot take that I'm having. Heliot Ramos would be the only Giant that will find my teams here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this Rockies team just hitting bombs, their last time out against, against some lefties, right? They had Manaea, they hit a couple bombs, and they got Quintana for 5 or 6 on Sunday. Now they get another lefty. They're back home. Hey, that's a good pick, and I'm with you. I mean, we always get the visiting team is always more popular when they're going into Coors, but I think the Rockies are squarely in play tonight. I think that obviously the Giants are going to be popular, but man, if you're looking on DraftKings, if you're looking especially on FanDuel, I mean, they were asleep at the wheel when they were pricing these guys going into Coors. And there's not a single guy above $3,500 on FanDuel tonight. Ramos is only $5,200, which to me in Coors, that's pretty cheap. I like the lefties. I like the lefties though better. Conforto, Bailey if he's catching, Yastrzemski. You're going to get you a little 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 type stack. That's the type of stack I like with the Giants tonight. I don't mind those guys for sure. Like those guys better than the top half. And then I think those Rockies are in play too. I mean, you said it. If you're going to play the Giants, you're just going to have to get different, right? You can't go 1 through 5, stack Garrett Cole and Hunter Brown, expect to win. You got to get a little bit different. So give me that back half of that Giants lineup if I'm stacking the Giants.
Yeah, no, good points there. I haven't looked at the usage or the relievers in the Rockies pen. I'm assuming they have at least one lefty available coming out of the All-Star break here. If they get to Quantrill a little bit, you should see you could run into even more pinch hit concerns there with those lefties. So it's kind of why I just like Ramos, and then I just like the Rocky side more. I think the Royals can match, if not outscore, the potential that the Giants have anyway. So in that regard, I'm just going to attack the worst pitcher in Flexen, in my opinion. So that's kind of my take there. Gave you the other take on the Rocky side as well. let's head to this next game here. When you're looking at ownership in terms of stacks, it goes the Giants, it goes Kansas City, and then it goes this game. The Angels are going to get a lot of ownership here. A bad offense, a bad ballpark. JP Sears hasn't been great, but he's been turning around a little bit as of late. I don't mind JP Sears in tournaments here, especially against a bad chalk, in my opinion, in these Angels here. And then I actually like the Oakland side much more against Gas Canning. I think Canning, they might designate Canning for assignment here after tonight's performance against these Oakland Athletics. Like I said, I like Lawrence Butler, I like Blade, I like Rooker, I like Langeliers. There's Jacob Wilson. I haven't looked at his price if he's in the pool on DraftKings at all. Let me see if he's in DraftKings. Yeah, he's 3,500 at shortstop on DraftKings, and he's their number one prospect at short. 3,500, good price point there. Projected to bat ninth right now. You can wrap it around to the top. I like these A's. I don't think they get a ton of ownership overall. I like them more as a mini stack. I just don't typically like 5-man stacking out in Oakland when you got Coors Field, you got Kauffman Stadium, you got the Yankees, you got these other high-powered, you got the next game we're going to talk about in LA. So I like more of a mini stack, but yeah, I like the athletic side way more than the Angel side personally.
I think the A's are one of the worst teams to play, maybe in the history of DFS. At home, they've been terrible all season. I know they hit 7 bombs last Sunday. I mean, that's a different game. But man, they're the Oakland Athletics, and people are going to spend their hard-earned money. They worked all week. Now they're going to spend it on the A's. I think it's just a bad play. And I think it's a bad play for the Angels too, right? We're talking about a bad ballpark. It would be Nito, it would be Adele, and it would be Ward for me if I'm going Angels, depending on how that lineup shakes out. But man, to play those Oakland Athletics is just that's a shame.
You just brought up Zach Nito's name on an 11-game slate in Oakland. Okay, I'm just going to say right now, who do you want against the A's? Who do you want against the A's in terms of? Let's make a little friendly wager here. Let's get back to the little wagers here. All right, I think I'm 9-2 against Hamwich here over the course of the season so far in these shows. So I'll take over 5 runs for Oakland. Over 5 runs. And Canning doesn't crack 15 DraftKings points.
No. I'll go with your first one. The A's won't score 5 runs. I mean, you're talking about tonight, right? Not in the 3-game series, just tonight.
Correct. Yes, just tonight.
They may get 3.
No, they're going to go over 5 runs, and Canning doesn't make it past the 4th inning and scores under 15 runs.
Hey, my guy Warren Tyler knows if the sun ain't out, he's out on the A's, man. They don't hit in that park. It's as simple as that. They're going to be the Oakland Athletics. They are who we thought they were. R.I.P.
Okay,
Denny
we'll
Green.
see. We'll see. Canning doesn't make it out of the 4th inning and scores under 15 DraftKings points. The A's score over 5 runs.
About Canning, I'm just saying the A's ain't it.
I'm just saying Canning don't make it out of the 4th inning. That means the A's are scoring more than 5 runs. So that's where I'm at. I like the A's. I'm off the Angels completely. I actually like JP Sears in tournaments against this Chocolate Angels team. Hamwich is bringing up Zach Nito on an 11-game slate. So, man, maybe we got to go back to the All-Star break. I don't know. Ham shaved his beard off, and this guy lost his marbles up there. So maybe knock anybody home up there. Knock on your forehead. Maybe you'll hear somebody else there. But nah, it's all good fun here. That's 2 games we'll have to talk about here. This next one is a decent one. I think the Dodgers, right? Friday night Dodgers here. They haven't. They don't have the greatest matchup here, Pavetta, but they have hit Pavetta pretty well. At least some of these guys. I love Ohtani here. Ohtani cranked the 3-run shot in the All-Star game there. You can play Ohtani against anybody. I don't think he gets a ton of ownership at 6,500 here, especially going up against Nick Pivetta. Ohtani's owned Pivetta for all the BVP guys out there in the chat if you want to look that up. He's had great success there. I actually like both sides of this game. I prefer the Red Sox side as a full stack against Gavin Stone. Gavin Stone just doesn't strike out a lot of guys here. Give me these lefties, Devers, Duran, Yoshida. If Weiler Abreu's in that lineup, I like him. Stack around those guys. I like the Red Sox side more as a full stack, but I also like this Dodgers side as a mini stack more preferred, but I also think you can 5-man them. I like Ohtani. I like Chris Taylor, and then Freddie Freeman. I like those guys, 9-1-3, something like that. Add in a Will Smith, add in anyone else. Teo Hernandez, the home run derby champ. Typically, I like fading the home run derby champ, though. Following the home run derby, or anyone really that was in the derby, just due to their swing, right? They're just locked into a home run swing. Gonna hit a lot of fly balls here in the next couple games, in my opinion here. So don't mind Teo Hernandez. I just like the other guys more. Love Ohtani here in this game. I do think this is a pretty good game overall, though, for offense personally.
Yeah. Hey, we finally agree on something, man. I'm with you. Hey, I like Mr. MVP himself tonight. Duran should be batting leadoff, I would assume. And, he MVP. He's had a great season all season long. He can steal bags. Hamilton, if he's up there, can obviously steal bags. Devers can go over the wall. I like this Red Sox team. I really do. Tonight against Stone. Stone is not the Stones, in my opinion. And then, yeah, it's just those top four for me, Nate. I don't know if you got any interest in some of those guys down below. I mean, it's tough to, stack them when you got Ohtani, but man, he's obviously amazing. Teo, I don't mind him. And then the catcher and the first baseman as well. It would be those first four for me if I was full stacking them, but I don't mind a nice little late night hammer with this, with Duran and those Dodgers. It'd be tough to fit some good pitchers, but yeah, like both of these offenses.
Yeah, we're in lockstep there. Like I said, I prefer the Red Sox more as a full stack. Prefer the Dodgers more as a mini. My favorite bat by far, Ohtani. I just don't think Ohtani gets a ton of ownership here. Dude steals bases, he hits bombs, and one of the best players we've ever seen in the history of baseball here. Last game of the slate here, I don't have any interest in this one in terms of bats. I think this is a pitcher's duel. We round out the form. I hope this game is 2-1 in favor of the Astros because I like Hunter Brown. I will have more Hunter Brown than I'll have Castillo. I will bring up one bat, though. Yordan Alvarez has absolutely owned Castillo. Little double leverage situation. Alvarez shouldn't get a ton of ownership here. Guaranteed ninth thing at bat, 5,500. Yordan, 347 expected ISO on the road this season against right-handed pitching. I could see Alvarez tagging Castillo for 1 or 2 bombs here tonight. Maybe that's the Astros' only 2 runs, only 3 runs if one's a 2-run shot or something there. So I think the Astros' run support comes on the back of Alvarez. If I had any other interest, it would be the lefties just against Castillo. He struggles against lefties. Like I said, he's got a 30+% strikeout rate against right-handed batters. So just the lefties for me, Alvarez, pretty much the only bat I have any interest in this last game here.
Yeah, I mean, I have a ton of interest in Hunter Brown, and, I like Luis Castillo, right? I mean, obviously he's a good pitcher, but if there was one pitcher in that 8K range, Nade, it would be that I wanted to pick against. It would be Luis Castillo. They're kind of my sneaky sub, 5% stack. I'm going to play them tonight on a couple teams. I'll probably play 10 teams total, and I'll have them on a couple because I do like them as a sneaky late night hammer if you wanted to get different.
Yeah, no, excellent. Excellent breakdown. That's all 11 games. Talk pitching, talk hitting. If you missed the start of the show, you can rewind back or go back and watch it on replay. Again, if you guys haven't heard, right now, NFL 50 gets you 50% off annual package plus the early bird bonus, which I'll throw it up on the screen there. You see it. $299 is our NFL package for the entire NFL season. It comes with the optimizer there, as you see up on the screen. And if you sign up now, you get the next month and a half of premium content for all sports, including our Discord, for free, no additional cost, as well as college football there. You see the other prices for NFL-only packages across the industry. These are not made up numbers. These are actual facts. You can go out and check it out across the industry there. $425, $269, $500, $629. But as you see, early bird bonus, the bonus that you get with these other sites is the quote-unquote discounted rate off NFL. You get nothing more than just the NFL package. If you click on our NFL package here, you get the rest of our sports for free over the next month and a half leading up to NFL there. So go to SHIPITNation.com, click that banner at the top. It says early bird special for NFL. If not, use that promo code NFL50. We'll get you that pricing there, $299 for the entire season. How much? It's not a Friday night if we don't give our home run calls. Throw it over to you, man. Who's hitting one deep here tonight? You're coming off a hot call with Toglia, right? Hit the triple dong. Last time you gave that one out there. He wasn't on the main slate, but he was on the early slate there when you gave out that call, and you said to parlay it there. See if you stay hot, man. Where are you going tonight?
I'm going down to to South Beach, man. Brandon Nimmo, batting second, right behind Francisco. Give me some Brandon Nimmo to go yard tonight.
All right. He says Brandon Nimmo. I'm going to give 2 for the people here. I'm going to go to my favorite team. I'm going Adam Frazier is a nice value guy. Batting leadoff here, not typically a home run guy. He showed a little bit more power as of late. Adam Frazier, $3K. You can play him at third base or outfield leadoff here tonight for Kansas City. And then I'm going to shove this one right up ham here. I'm going to Oakland. That's right. I said Oakland Athletics. JJ Bleday taking gas canning deep here in Oakland. I'm going to laugh at him. I'm going to tag him in the Discord when Athletics score more than 5 runs and JJ Bleday takes canning deep here tonight. That's going to do it for this Witching Hour show brought to you by SHIPIT Nation. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. Head over to ShipItNation.com. My slate plan's up. My core is already up on the site. Feeling pretty locked in here tonight. Hamwich is throwing his content up. The rest of the content will be there. We'll be in the Discord answering questions. Our projections, content, everything will be updated as we get more lineups closer to lock here. But appreciate everybody tuning in. Good luck tonight in those contests. Let's start this second half of the season off with a bang and hopefully fill our pockets with some more cheese. For Hamwich, I'm Nadesify. Good luck tonight. We'll see you guys next time.